Good morning, everyone. It's Frith here again. It's the 20th of August. And again, I'm up before the sparrows. It's a stupid o'clock. And so apologies to my LHP homies for not making the live stream and the seminar. But by the time 10 o'clock comes around, I'm out, you know. So today's topic, this is the 8th vlog, the proper 8th vlog, you know, the one that comes after 7, not 6. Maths is just not my thing. I'm going to be, I'm doing a series, LHP series, if anyone hasn't seen my previous vlogs. Basically, charting the journey that I'm going on, my experiences of being a practitioner of this healing protocol called the Lightworker's Healing Protocol. But I also talk about various topics that are sort of related to it. And today's topic is called Navigating the Awakening with Grace. Because if there's anybody who didn't or hasn't navigated the awakening gracefully, it's me. So this is like a cautionary tale. Okay, so what is the awakening? This is happening on the planet right now. There is an awakening of humanity, and there's two explanations for it. I'll do the scientific one first. We're kind of one consciousness, you know, all of us together, one awareness. And what's happening, again, we're a frequency, is that the frequency of our consciousness is raising. It's going from an alpha state to a beta state. Let me make sure that's, no, that's not quite right. It's going from a theta state to a beta state, right? I've got this written down, all right? There are 4 states of consciousness. The lowest one, the one with the slowest frequency, is called delta, and that's sort of a deep sleep. Then there's theta, which is sort of, you know, drowsy, sort of semi-conscious. Then there's alpha, which is, you know, relaxed, a reflecting state. And then there is beta, which is alert and aware. So humanity is shifting from the theta state into the alpha state. And that's basically, you know, the scientific explanation for what's happening to us. The other explanation is a more spiritual explanation, and what's happening are that our souls are awakening to our human dilemma or experience. You see, what happens when we incarnate is part of the deal of incarnating is that you forget that you're a soul having a human experience, and you forget your past lives, because this is one big learning playground, planet Earth, a hard playground. But if you come in fully aware, you're not going to learn your lessons that you've kind of agreed to with your higher self. And they're all related to karma, once again. So why? Because, there's a greater reason. So not only do you have your own reasons on the soul level for coming into the earth plane, you also shift your experiences up to source. Because we're a part of source, source is also in a process of learning about itself. I mean, it's billion, trillion aspects of itself. So your experiences sort of go up to source, and source goes, that's an interesting aspect of myself, being frither and stumbling through the earth plane, you know. So it's very interesting. Anyway, that's going off topic now. There's also what's going on right now are the new children that are being born are coming in fully awakened. There's certain names for these children, like the indigos or the crystals or etc. But they're pretty much under attack. I'm going to come back to that, or maybe another vlog. Right. With the awakening, you can either awake sort of slowly, sort of start looking around you, or you can have a profound, quick awakening. And I actually had both. I talk about it in the interview. I might touch on that briefly. So what happens is you look at the world around you in a very different light, because you start breaking free of the programming that happens to you pretty much from the time you pop out. And we're led to believe that the world is one way, when in fact it's pretty much every aspect of our world inverted, and you get the truth. So our healthcare system does not heal us. Our justice system does not bring justice. Our education system does not educate us, etc. And when you learn about this stuff, first of all, it's traumatizing. It is. Then you get angry, and then you want to start talking about it, or I did. But I also am in what a community called the Truth Community, and these are people who are trying to get the word out about the way the world is. And it's a difficult position to be in, because when you start talking about this stuff, especially publicly, and the reaction from most people is disbelief, and a lot of the time anger. People get angry with you. They kind of shoot the messenger, because you are challenging their worldview. You are basically saying quite disturbing stuff to them. It's called cognitive dissonance. The brain just can't take it in, and the knee-jerk reaction is to get angry at the person who's telling the information rather than getting angry at the information. And so to be awakened in this world is tough, and lonely and frustrating. So I'm going to try and suggest a way to go about navigating this awakening. I'll come to that at the end of this vlog. Do you know? Okay, I'll come to that in a moment. Right. So, us truthers there. I see it still going on, calling people sheeple, saying, I saw somebody post yesterday saying, wake the fuck up, or calling people normies or sleepers. Now, this is very actually insulting. It's rude, you know, and what it does is it turns people away from the information. It's a non-starter. If you start flinging insults at the people who are not awake, you're not going to reach them. So I'd like to suggest that when you share this information, that you do it in another way, which is to just remain very factual. Just state the information, and then with an intention behind it of love and compassion. Because don't forget, truthers, that we were asleep too. Okay, I mean, I remember. I'm quite a big activist in for geoengineering, chemtrailing, and I remember when I first moved to Europe in the 1990s. What really struck me was how grey the skies were. You know, how white. And I used to think, well, in the southern hemisphere where I grew up, the sun is more yellow, and here in the north it's sort of more white. I didn't even see the chemtrails, and they've been going on for decades. You know, these people who are not awakened, just something in them, they can't see it, they can't comprehend it. Lyndon B. Johnson, I think he said something like, it is a conspiracy so all-encompassing that it cannot be comprehended or believed, and it's true. When you start looking into this information, you just are staggered at how connected it all is, and how vast it is, and how clever it all is. Then trying to get people to understand this, it's a very big task. Okay. I got a nice little meme from a friend. And this is what it says. It says, you cannot force someone to comprehend a message they are not ready to receive. Still, you must never underestimate the power of planting a seed. And that's from Lisa. Thank you. So that's all we need to do, people, is plant seeds and hope that they flower in their own time. Okay. So with the awakening, it shifts into the collective consciousness, and so more people are awakening. You know, it's exponential. The thing is, though, if you are angry and you're like, wake the fuck up, you know, I understand, it's very frustrating, but what you do then is you fracture our consciousness. we have to kind of unite, okay? And because that will raise our vibration much more quickly, you know, than sort of all shouting at each other, you're awake and I'm asleep and all of that stuff. Problem, though, is that many people, when they awaken, they sort of stumble into the savior programming, which is what I talk about in my 5th blog, I believe. So much to say about this. Another problem is that a large percentage of the awakened population want ETs to come down here and save us. Oh my God, people, that's like letting the fox into the hen house. Seriously. Humanity is just so naive. We're like toddlers in our galaxy, you know, sort of, hi, good morning. We're sort of like kids taking sweets from strangers. You know, we really have to get ourselves together on that. We need to grow. It's time to grow up. Right. So what I suggest is that everyone just love each other like crazy, okay? Because we have to stay united. You know, that whole divide and rule thing. This applies, you know, amongst the truth community as well. Please just love everyone and help to awaken, but then more gracefully, because the message will come across a lot clearer. You know, it's like, don't shake people awake. Wake up, you know, just open the curtains and allow the light to come in and allow people to awaken at their own pace and in their own time. And in the meantime, people, get on with your lives, you know. I know, I was so obsessed, man. It's all I've thought about for years. Go and smell the roses, you know, and heal. Heal. God, that's our number one priority now, is to heal each other. And another great thing I learned from a friend of mine is a consequence of healing is that people awaken. I did it the hard way. I woke up and then had to do loads and loads of healing. So when you heal people, more people are awakened. So that's a nice way to go about doing this, perhaps. Right, 12 minutes already. How the hell does that happen? Okay, so I'm going to... I hope you all have a lovely day. And as always, I'm going to sign out asking Source Creator to protect this work, and that it gets out there, and so that people help each other with compassion and love to awaken to this human dilemma that we're in. Thank you. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.